ಸಾಂಗ್ ಏನು ಬೇಡ, ಅದು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಂದೇನಾ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have a small announcement. The convocation procession is entering the hall. May I request you all to rise. May I please keep standing until the chief guest, Dr. Rajendra Srivatsava, takes his chair. Thank you.
ಅಲ್ಲ.
I declare the convocation open.
I now invite Ms. Pallavi, Sanskriti and Devika to render the invocation.
गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं श्रीगजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं श्रीभजामि सततं सुरेश्वरं श्रीगजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं श्रीभजामि सततं सुरेश्वरं श्रीगजाननयुतं गणेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र कुञ्जरबञ्जर चतुरतरकरं गुरुगुहाग्रजं प्रणवाकारं कुञ्जरबञ्जर चतुरतरकरं गुरुगुहाग्रजं प्रणवाकारं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं श्रीभजामि सततं सूरेश्वरं श्रीगजाननयुतं गणेश्वरम्
Thank you for the soulful invocation. May I now invite our esteemed Director, Lieutenant Colonel S.N. Prasad, to deliver the welcome address.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of our chairman, Shri D. Virendra Heggade, the founder and the force behind this institute, and our vice president, Shri D. Surendra Kumar, I welcome you all to this 31st convocation. On behalf of all the faculty members, students and staff, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Rajendra Srivastava and Mrs. Srivastava for gracing this occasion with Dr. Rajendra Srivastava as the chief guest and the keynote speaker for this convocation. I welcome all the governing board members for this convocation. They have taken their time out from their busy schedule and come here from far off distances. I welcome all the parents of the students, visiting faculty, the press, and all the well-wishers and guests for this convocation. And my initial congratulations to all the students who are passing out today after giving hard work for the last 2 years. Now, Dr. D. Virendra Heggade, due to his being indisposed due to health reasons, he is not present in this convocation. I request you to listen to a video message which he has sent as he is unable to move from Dharmasthala.
Today's honorable guest, Dr. Rajendra Srivastava, nowadays Professor, Marketing Strategy Innovation Executive Director, CBN Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, Honorable Directors of SDMIMD, Dr. S.N. Prasad, Director of the SDM and IMD, all our graduates, parents and public. Congratulations for the graduating classes of 2026. You have demonstrated immense perseverance and hard work to reach this day. Your time at SDM IMD has been about more than a classroom learning, building relationships, working in teams, and rediscovering your abilities. Now you must take calculated risks and invest sincere efforts in knowing yourself. As you enter the professional world, you will face a landscape being reshaped by AI, geopolitical changes and dynamic global markets. Though the past several years, from COVID to the Ukrainian war to the Gulf conflict, may seem bleak and bad times don't last forever. In the end, the world are looking to young professionals like you to drive change and contribute meaningfully to the society. Your PGDM is an entry pass, not a destination. The best leaders continue to learn and evolve. SDMIMD has moved from strength to strength this year with the EFMD accreditation renewal, new international collaborations, PSIS recertification and AAA-CSB progress. You are always contribute through the initiatives like Mysore Vision 2050 and the tree census. I am aware that the faculty, students and staff at SDMIMD maintain a very high standard of professional ethics and social responsibility. They take a moment to acknowledge those who made this possible, your families, professors and peers. As alumni, maintain a contact with your alma mater. These are relationships that will always contribute to your continuous refinement and growth as a personal as well as a professional. The world awaits you your ideas and leadership. Go forth with confidence. You will always have a home here. Congratulations and may God bless you all.
Today, we are going to proceed with the 31st convocation under the presidentship of Shri D. Surendra Kumar, our Vice Chairman of the Governing Board. I'd like to introduce Shri D. Surendra Kumar to you all. Shri D. Surendra Kumar was born on 31st May 1951 at Bantwal, Karnataka in the respected Dharmasthala Hegde family. His achievements are multifaceted. He is the Vice President of the SDME Society and looks over all the affairs of the society, having 55 institutions in Karnataka, and a member for the Board of Governors of the Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara University, Dharwad, Executive Vice President of the Bharatiya Jain Milan, established more than 862 branches throughout the country, having more than 40,000 members. He is a trustee of the Shri Kshetra Dharmasthala Rural Development Project, Dharmasthala. He has brought in transformational changes in the society, economic and social interventions, leading to the well-being of all vulnerable and poor among the social sections. He is a member of the Sri Dharmasthala Trust, which renovates the historical old heritage temples in Karnataka state. Till now, 240 temples have been renovated, which includes 30 Jain basadis. He is the Executive Director of the Karnataka Bank Limited, which has 830 branches throughout the country with around 1,30,000 crores turnover. He was a member of the Karnataka State Minorities Commission, and for the last 30 years he is actively involved in getting minority status for Jains. He is a trustee of the Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad, Bangalore, a visual art complex located in Bangalore, a connoisseur of Carnatic music, and the Parishad runs a College of Fine Arts, Visual Arts, and is a chairperson of the Sarvodaya International Trust, Karnataka chapter, dedicated to promoting the Gandhian ideals of truth, non-violence, peace, and universal brotherhood and humanitarian service. He was awarded the prestigious Rajyotsava Award of Karnataka State for 2018.
I request Dr. S.N. Prasad, Director of SDMIMD, to florally felicitate our Vice President, Shri D. Surendra Kumar. I request Professor Prasad also to felicitate our Chief Guest, Dr. Rajendra Srivastava. Thank you.
Now, in about 15 minutes or so, I will be giving you a glimpse of the achievements and the calendar of events that took place in the last 1 year at our institute. The year started with a complete admission of 240 students. We started in the month of July 2025, and it was a very eventful year. We could achieve a 5-year renewal of accreditation of the European Federation of Management Development accreditation for the PGDM program, which has gained and given us several relationships in the European Union and other places with other accredited institutes, which has given us opportunities for student exchanges and faculty exchanges. SDMIMD maintained its status of diamond rating in the QS iGauge ratings of India, and we also could renew the Business School Impact System Award of certification by the EFMD for the next 3 years. And in the B School rankings, SDMIMD achieved several highs compared to the previous years. We have always remained one among the top 50 institutes in India. Inauguration of the PGDM batch in 2025-27 batch was conducted by Sri Vijay Anand, Executive Director of City Union Bank, in July 2025. And for the term 4, the returning students after the student internship in the month of April and May, we have a 1-week intense program called Business Landscape. This program reintroduces the students to all the ongoings in the society. Here I'll give a pause, and now I'd like to welcome all the board members with floral felicitation. I request Professor Mohammad Minaj to felicitate. To Dr. Bhimaraya Metri, Dr. Mohammad Minaj, to Sri T.R. Parashuraman, not present, Sri Nishit Jain, and I request Dr. Maushumi Sengupta to florally felicitate Sri Samit Ghosh. And I ask Professor Mohammad Minaj to florally felicitate Sri Nagaraj Ijari. I request Dr. Maushumi Sengupta to florally felicitate Sri K.R. Viju Parameshwar. And I request Professor Mohammad Minaj to felicitate Sri M.K. Ravindra. Proceeding with the annual report, the Business Landscape program involved several eminent industrial leaders, and it was conducted and anchored by Dr. Vasumati Hariharan, one of our faculty members. SDMIMD was facilitated by the National Stock Exchange Academy at the IAKE Symposium, and the award was received by our Dr. M. Sriram at Mumbai. And Infosys Mysuru conducted Infosys Ingenious Kickoff 2025, and the Infosys was represented by Sri Krishna N, a group project manager, and Mr. Sundaram RM, talent acquisition leader at SDMIMD. And National Stack Exchange conducted one NSV Smart program at SDMIMD, and it was led by Mr. Vijay Raghavan from National Stock Exchange. And the SDMIMD, we celebrated the National Startup Day, and it was inaugurated, and the keynote speech was given by Mr. Srinivas Varadarajan, founder of Vigyan Labs Limited, one of the first organizations in the world to have AI data storage facility which is entirely run by renewable energy. And we held a Union Budget Conclave 2026, which was inaugurated by Mr. Sriram Ranganathan, Vice President and Head, Wipro Limited, and Co-Chairman of Direct Taxes Expert Committee in Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And our first year students visited the Dharmasthala Kshetra for 2 days in 2 batches, and they met our chairman, Dr. Virendra Hegde, and also witnessed the functioning and the logistics on one of the largest kitchens in the world. SDMIMD inaugurated the Intel's Unnati program, and Dr. Sri D. Surendra Kumar, our Vice President, inaugurated our Intel Unnati lab in the campus. And SDMIMD faculty, Dr. B. Venkatraja, was part of, was anchoring the team which conducted the CSR project evaluation of JK Tyres Limited. It was highly appreciated and expanded to 3 organizations. SDMIMD collaborated with the Center for Advanced Learning, Mangalore, and Mysuru Grahakara Parishat to conduct a tree census at Mysuru. SDMIMD students documented and recorded 9,000 plus trees in and around Mysuru, and 60 species were identified, and there were 30 student volunteers, and the annual value of these trees as contribution was fixed at 67 crore rupees as per a metric provided by the Indian government. And SDMIMD and the Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, the faculty from SDMIMD, Dr. Maushumi Sengupta and Dr. M.V. Sunil, produced a report on the Karnataka ESG landscape, and it was highly appreciated by the industrial members of the Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce. SDMIMD conducted Ideas Matter Most, a moonlight interview program in our amphitheater of 2 of our alumni and several eminent personalities in our campus. It was widely circulated in YouTube and other social media channels. And the eminent people who were interviewed were Dr. Anshul Gupta, founder of the corporatespirituality.com, and Mr. Manu Singh, chairman of Sarva Dharma Samvad, and Mr. Ravindra MK, our Alumni Association president currently. And the student profile of SDMIMD, we have 29% of the students in the 2025-27 batch, for 29% of the students having work experience and 71 freshers. And we have a gender diversity of 38% female students in that batch. The placement program of the currently outgoing batch 24-26, the highest salary has been 16.25 lakhs, and the average is 9.8 lakhs. Top 10% average is 13.8, and top 50% average is 10.7. So far, SDMIMD this year has achieved 90% placements, and we hope to complete the placements in the coming 2 weeks. SDMIMD has established several international linkages, and we have collaborated with 18 universities and colleges across Europe, Middle East, and other places. All are accredited universities and colleges. And this year, 24 students have visited a foreign university to study for 1 term at that place and come. SDMIMD, in addition to other conferences being held at the campus, conducted the first International Operations Conference, and it was inaugurated by Mr. Srikanth Murugan, Director of Information Technology, UPS India, and Dr. Anand Sasikumar, Assistant Professor Operations, was the conference chair. The third International Leadership Conference, under the chairmanship of Dr. L. Gandhi, was conducted, and Ms. Sushima V. was the chief guest. She is one of our earliest alumni from the 90s. The 13th International Finance Conference was held at SDMIMD under the chairmanship of Dr. M. Sriram, and it was inaugurated by Dr. Tirthankar Patnaik, Chief Economist of the National Stock Exchange, and the 10th International Economics Conference was held under the chairmanship of Dr. Venkatraja B. Major General Rajiv Narayanan was the chief guest, and he spoke extensively on the geopolitics which has captured our attention in the past 6 months or so. The 13th International Conference of Human Resources under the chairmanship of Dr. Maushumi Sengupta was held in the campus. Dr. Kiranpreet Kaur, Chief People Officer, CPM India, inaugurated the conference. And the 7th International Marketing Conference was held under the chairmanship of Dr. Kirtan Raj, Associate Professor, and Mr. Chayan Gupta, National Head Bank Assurance of Aviva India, spoke on the occasion and inaugurated the conference. The first International Case Conference was held under the chairmanship of Dr. K. Riaz Ahmad, Associate Professor Finance, and Mr. Shamant SN, Director of Rakuten India Enterprise and Co-Chairman of the International Business Expert Committee of BCIC, inaugurated the conference. SDMIMD conducted Management Development Program for Keynes Technology India Limited, and it was highly appreciated. It went on for 1 week and again for a week. That is 2 weeks we continuously conducted this program for the senior officers of the Keynes Technology India Limited. And SDMIMD delivered a 3-month-long CSIR, CFTRI, delivered for the CSIR, CFTRI scientists for their placement development. And this was highly appreciated. It was a unique situation wherein several international companies were coming to CFTRI for their placements. However, they found that their students were not up to the mark. SDMIMD has helped them achieve their placements effectively this year. And faculty development program on future ready educators was conducted by Dr. Sunil MV and Dr. Mamta Hegde in the future ready educators blending pedagogy and technology for transformative learning. In August, it was highly subscribed. Research and Development Program, a unique proposition by SDMIMD, was spearheaded by Dr. Venkat Raja and assisted by Dr. Sri Lakshmi Narayana and Dr. M. Sriram. Totally 3 research and development programs were conducted. It was one of the highly subscribed programs for faculty members from other institutions. Over researchers and academic members from 6 states across India participated in research development program. We at the end, we had to reject some applications because it was always full. And SDMIMD conducted a workshop on craft of case writing from idea to impact. It was spearheaded by Dr. Riaz Ahmad. SDMIMD conducted a symposium along with the visiting professors from Switzerland and France under the leadership of Dr. Lee Schlenker, is the founder of Business Analytics Institute, Bordeaux, France. And every 2 years they conduct their winter school from Zurich University and Business Analytics Institute at SDMIMD. And this time this symposium was held by Dr. Lee Schlenker. It was a panel discussion, and Mr. Srinivas Vararajan, CEO of Vigyan Labs, and Mr. Naveen Patel, Vice President at the Infosys, were part of this discussion. Developing business excellence. This is an initiative taken by SDMIMD, and it is for students from third world countries who are studying in the University of Mysore. It is a pro bono initiative by SDMIMD. They are students from countries like Vietnam, Mauritius, Kenya, Afghanistan, Liberia, Tanzania, and Nepal, who are studying in India, who are present in this symposium, in this DBE program, Developing Business Excellence, and it was highly appreciated. It went on for 1 week, and we had a highly positive feedback from these students. And we introduced the challenges of doing business in India, ways of doing business in India, and Indian culture to these students. SDMIMD was a knowledge partner for the symposium held for inspiring women to live fulfilling lives. This was initiated and ideated by Dr. Neetu Ganapati. She gave a plenary session on the same at the Infosys campus, Mysore. Faculty went on an annual retreat at Value Lanes near Savandurga in Karnataka. There were a lot of outdoor activities and lot of team building activities for the SDMIMD faculty. And SDMIMD also started a new initiative called Vision Mysuru 2050. It was spearheaded by our faculty, Dr. M.V. Sunil, with around 30 students. And we contacted about 48 colleges in Mysore and several organizations including TIE, CII in Mysuru, and with the collaboration of the Mysuru Grahakara Parishad, we conducted this program. We received over 317 entries, and the competitions went on for 2 months. A cash prize of 50,000 and 30,000 was given by SDMIMD, shared by 2 other industries, and it was highly appreciated. We hope to keep this as a movement to move towards 2050 and give back to the society in Mysore and take the opinion of the youth. The speciality of this event was that we completed the loop of catching ideas from young people from across Mysuru, taking it to the city authorities. We requested the regional commissioner of Mysuru to preside and become the judge of this event, and already 3 to 4 of the 10 ideas which were given are being implemented by the Mysore City Corporation. In the awards and recognition, Dr. Riaz Ahmad was conferred the Editor of Distinction Award by Springer Nature, and yours truly has been made a member of the EFMD Deans Across Frontiers last year. Dr. L. Gandhi, invited to chair a track session at the International Case Conference organized by the Indian Institute of Management, Raipur, held from 30-31 January 2026. Dr. Anand Shashikumar published a scholarly research paper mapping the research landscape of circular economy in supply chain, a bibliometric analysis in the Indian context, in Springer Nature, Scopus Q1 Journal. And Dr. Anand Shashikumar and Dr. Kanna Das published a scholarly research paper, Women and the Sustainable Development Goals in India, Bibliometric and Thematic Analysis in Springer Nature, Scopus Q1 Journal. And Dr. Mohammad Minaj, invited by Larsen & Toubro Technology Services, Mysuru, to serve as a jury member at the Mysuru Open Hackathon, and served as a chief guest speaker for the webinar titled Agentic AI, empowering managers and replacing them, organized by Hit Bullseye. SDMIMD, as usual, bagged the first prize in the Dasara Flower Show competition in 2025. And the same has been going on for the last 21 years. And SDMIMD is a PhD study center for the University of Mysore. And we awarded PhD degree to two scholars, Dr. Sabita Nikesh and Dr. Vijay Shankar Krishnamurthy. SDMIMD has a research center for management studies, has 4 publications: SDMIMD Journal of Management, SDMIMD Cases in Management, Contemporary Research in Management, and excerpts of select summer internship reports. And as regards to the intellectual output of the faculty, international journal articles 12, edited book 12, book chapters 12, case studies 16, research reports 5, applied research 1, international conferences 3. And SDMIMD, with the usual fervor, celebrated the 79th Independence Day and the 77th Republic Day at the campus. And SDMIMD students brought accolades to the campus by winning several prizes across India in many B-School fests. And they also conducted competitions in SDMIMD where more than 150 colleges have participated and come to the campus. SDMIMD invited over 100 eminent personalities to deliver talks and invited speeches in the campus. And this year, it varied from former senior military officers and several industry leaders, founders, and bankers and sports persons all joined this activity, that is in SDMIMD, to inspire our students. Prerana, the SDMIMD Alumni Association, conducted several interactive activities with the current students and also conducted the Prerana Association meetings at SDMIMD. And as part of the orientation program 2025-27 batch, SDMIMD organized Alumni Day on July 5th, 2025. And Prerana established its new executive committee, and under the leadership of Sri M.K. Ravindra, who is on stage, and for a period of 2 years, this committee will continue its activities. SDMIMD alumni conducted orientation program and also for the alumni themselves. And several alumni were invited for delivering guest talks. And finally, the alumni have been instrumental in contributing to the growth of our students. And we hope the current students also will join the group of alumni to come back to the campus and contribute. Finally, on behalf of all the faculty, I congratulate all the passing out students for their success in receiving their degree today and wish you all the best.
Candidates for the award of postgraduate diploma in management, kindly rise. I request the parents of the graduating students to rise when the respective student's name is announced. The candidates will individually receive the diploma from the Vice President of SDM Trust, Shri D. Surendra Kumar. Achyut VR. Aditya Kenegan. Ananya K. Ananya Yen. Aniket Galar. Anirudhan Ye. Ankita UK. Annu Alexander. Arjun Vijaypur. Aryashri Raghunathan. Avantika. Bhuvanesham. Chitrabatani Venkatasai Lokesh. Nihal Ponnappa. Darshan MR. Dikshit Ganapati. Deepa DM. Deepak Ye. Gopi Krishna M. Harshita S. Hema R. Jagriti. Jennifer Saldana. K. Raksha Pai. Khushi J. Lochana Bisabatuni. Vaishak Shetty. Madesh Yan. Madhusudan K. Mohammad Khalid Ismail. Mohammad Rayan. Musku Raghavendra Reddy. Nivedita M. Pranati J. Prasann Mallapur. Puneet Gowda. Rajat Nagatan. Ranadev Saurabh Sandeep. Rishabha R. Rohan Pannappa. Sachidananda. Sahana Mahantappa Sajjan. Sanjana VN. Shashank P. Shikha P. Jain. Shravani T.M. Shrestha yes. Sonika Satish. Shrikant V. Vedant R. Yashu KH. Zabiullah Sharif, Aditya C, Ananya Prakash, Anjan Kashyap, Aryan Raghavendra, Aswati A, Belavanki Prajwal Raghavendra, Bharat HR, Chandan HG, Subramaniam G, Ganesh Kumar Ye, Glemen Cornelio, Hitaishi C, Jeevit H, Zubair M, Karthikeyan Madhyastha, Karubukta Ajay Kumar, Kruti R, Lavanya P, Leena M, Manavi AM, Manohar M, Manoj KP, Manpal Singh Rajpurohit, Mohammad Parvez Ali, Yanvi Lakshmi, Nirupama K, Nischit R. Nitin Shekhar C. Nivedita Kashyap. Purvika R. Gowda. Prakruti S. Priyadarshani M. Ranjan Hande. Ruchita V. Samay Malagi. Sammet Parshvanath. Sanchita Nandish. Sanmati H. Shamita. Sharanya R. Shashank M. Shraddha Shetty. Shreya R. Naik. Sham Krishna K. Sushmita JB. Tanush TG. Vaishnavi A. Shetty. Vidyashri P. Vijay Kumar H.G. Vinuta Karkoli. Yunus Beg. Amit M. Kamath. Anish Yanswamy, Asif Khan, CM Nitish, CN Dhania, Diksha Narayan, Devika, Dhwani KM, Disha Pujari, Ganesh Yashwant, Ritisha T, Jana R, Javeria Tabassum, Jeevan Nag Hegde, Jeevan SP, Jha Utsav Manmohan, Himnish Kumar, Karthik V. Shastri, Kirtana Babu, Keshav KT, Krupa Patil, Krutika Gowda, Kusum G, Madivalaya Gadgimat, Mahendra Prasad SI, Malavika Karuvat, Manasa Ganesha. Mandira Sinha. Samskruti ML. Pallavi RK. Prajwal Mangalore. Prithvi Pereira. Rachna Bharadwaj. Rashmi Mahesh. Rinto CA. Ronit Ye. Ruchita Rokhade. Satichanand Maurya. Sagret C. Job. H.S. Sangram. Sanjay N.S. Sanmati Putran. Shalini B.S. Shashank J. Shayan Vijendra. Shalza Senha. Sumuk Kulkarni. Supreet G. Trisha S. V. Kritika. Varshita MS. Abhijit R. Abhishek DC. Abhishek VE. Aishwarya Behra. Akshay Kumar BN. Amog Kashyap. Yes, Anirudh. Anit Prakash. Aparna Naganathan. Ayush Mishra. B. Ajay. Bharat R. Darshan R. Darshan Shashidhar Shetty. Diksha Naik. Balaji Tejeshwaran. Gagandeep Singh. Current class Sanjay Maulia. Himesh Pujari. Mumbai Rohan Lakshman. Karthik P. Kavya KM. Kavya Shri B. Kushala L. Lakshmi Narayan Bhatt. Manoj M. Naren PS. Neha S. Walishetter. Ratan Pameya. Rachna Satish. Rajanish Bhatt. Riya Ghara. Rohit S. Sachit Y. Sanskar Sneh. Satvik Yes Kota. Shravya KK. Shreya Bhatt. Smriti S. Anand. Somesh B. Sriraj C. Subbarakshit LS. Suraj. Tejas GD. V. Srinidhi Alwar. Vaishnavi Pai. Vansika R. Vinjamur Akhila. Tushank MD. Yashaswini HS. Sir, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present Achyut VR and 229 others from the PGDM batch of 2024-26 and one from the PGDM batch of 2023-25 for the award of postgraduate diploma in management. All these students have successfully completed the prescribed course of studies and fulfilled all other requirements. I request Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Institute for Management Development, Mysuru, to confer the postgraduate diploma in management to these candidates.
By the authority given to me by the governing board of the Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Institute for the Management Development, I award the postgraduate diploma management, and I charge by thought, word and deed you prove yourselves worthy of the award. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Rajendra Srivastava, Chief Guest of the Convocation, to present gold medals to the eligible new graduates who have qualified for the special honor established by the industry and the institute in respect of the PGDM batch of 2024-26 batch. Ankur Gupta Memorial Alumni Gold Medal for excellent performance in finance goes to Ananya Prakash. Suman Narayan Memorial Alumni Gold Medal for excellent performance in human resources management goes to Smriti S. Anand. Gold Medal for excellent performance in marketing Gold Medal in excellent performance in marketing goes to Javeria Tabassum. Gold Medal for excellent performance in operation again goes to Javeria Tabassum. Gold Medal for excellent performance in systems goes to Amit M. Kamath. Chairman's Distinguished Student Gold Medal for best performance, best academic performance goes to Javeria Tabassum. Ankur Gupta Memorial Gold Medal for Best Overall Performance goes to Amit M. Kamath. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡಿ. Thank you, sir. It's my privilege to introduce our chief guest for today's convocation, Professor Rajendra K. Srivastava. Professor Srivastava is Novartis Professor of Marketing Strategy and Innovation at the Indian School of Business, ISB, and the Executive Director of the Center for Business Innovation and the Executive Fellow Program in Management at ISB. He previously served as the Dean of the Indian School of Business from 2016 to 2021, providing visionary leadership that further strengthened ISB's global reputation in management education. With over 3 decades of experience in academia and academic leadership, Professor Srivastava has held several distinguished positions worldwide. Prior to joining ISB, he served as the Provost and Deputy President for Academic Affairs at Singapore Management University. He has also held senior academic roles at leading institutions, including the University of Texas at Austin and Emory University's Business School. A globally respected scholar, his research focuses on marketing strategy, marketing metrics, brand and customer management, and business model innovation, particularly in the technology-driven and emerging market context. His work has been widely published in leading academic journals and has significantly shaped thinking on how market-facing capabilities create long-term enterprise value. Professor Srivastava is also the recipient of several prestigious recognitions, including the Fellowship of the American Marketing Association, reflecting his outstanding contribution to the field of marketing scholarship and practice. We are truly honored to have with us a distinguished academic leader, an influential scholar, and a thought leader who has contributed significantly to management education and research across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Professor Rajendra K. Srivastava to deliver the convocation address.
Clicker, eh? No, does he have, can I have the clicker? Because I know when to move the slides, and he doesn't. Apologies for the delay. I'm waiting for the clicker. Shri D. Surendra Kumar, Dr. Prasad, our Director, Dr. Muhammad Minhas, Dean Minhaj, and Dr. Mausami Sengupta, Dean, International Affairs, colleagues and members of the board on the dais. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to speak. I'm truly honored. And if I look at this journey to your institute, this is not only an educational institution, it's a work of art. It is also an organization that reflects the true thinking in India, the ethical positions and so on. So today,
We'll change it, sir, accordingly. We'll be there. So just
Okay.
click on next. Say next. We'll change it.
Okay, all right. Thank you. So today I take the opportunity to reflect on what I have been learning in India over the last 5 years, especially after I stepped down as Dean as ISP. There's a lot going on in this country. Next slide, please. And okay. So I'll be spending my time in two segments. One segment is based on what I have learned in the last 5 years or so in India. And if we replicate that, it requires a change in mindsets. A change in mindsets in part of all of us, but these are based on what I have learned recently. I also want to spend maybe 5 minutes at the end reflecting on the leadership lessons I have learned from the people who've been mentors to me, so I can pass on to you the mentorship that I have received. Thank you, sir, for introducing me, and you were very kind to say 30 years. I've been teaching for 47 years. And I'm delighted to say, even when I was provost at Singapore Management University, I had 6 deans reporting to me, I still taught 50% of the workload for the faculty. The reason is we academics learn by teaching. We learn from our students, and we learn by listening. And that's a great privilege, that we have. So I want to impart those lessons as well. Next slide, please. So just to reflect, when I was in school, the per capita GDP in India was $250. Today in Karnataka, we are over $4,000, per person. So India has changed a lot. The life expectancy in India in 1947 was 31.7 years. The life expectancy in India for women is 72, for men it's 71. So you can see the progress that we have made in income, in health. We have a long way to go. We have a lot of challenges to face. But I take a great amount of pleasure in educating people outside of India as well as people within India. So one of the things that we should note is that India has changed significantly. Number one, the digital infrastructure, the physical infrastructure in India. So when I was growing up, in our entire road, which was about a mile long, there were 4 households that had a telephone. So this is an India of the 60s. Now we see the physical infrastructure. Thanks to Jio and Bharti, and thanks to the financial institutions, we see a very, very, very high level of digital as well as financial literacy. And the success of the fintech sector in India is actually dependent on what Jio and Bharti have been able to do. If we look at the purchasing power, it has increased significantly, I already mentioned. But a few years ago, we looked at GST. What GST did was it took 29 markets that were there and it integrated them into one market. So now it is much easier to do business across India and not do business here in Uttar Pradesh. I'm from Uttar Pradesh. I sometimes call it Ulta Pradesh. But so we don't have to do things differently in Karnataka versus Uttar Pradesh. We have the same regulatory presence, at least in finances. A big difference has been the availability of financial resources. And what was holding us back was the availability of money. When I used to come to India and I talked to the people and said, look, you have a very good idea, you have a very good startup company, how come you're not growing faster? The response was usually, Sahab, paisa nahi hai. So the capital that was missing. Next slide, please. Things are different now. We were growing at 7.2%. We are going through some turbulence at the moment, but I think the basic groundwork is there for continued growth. Now what you see out here are numbers, and I apologize for people sitting in the back rows that is not visible, but what I'm doing is more storytelling, and you can ignore the very specifics, if you will, on the PowerPoint slides here. So whether we're talking about healthcare, or we're talking about FMCG, or we're talking about real estate, or we're talking about white goods, the growth rate is typically around 15% or more. What this means is if you compound 15, 16, 20% a year over 5 years, the markets would have grown by roughly 100%. There's nowhere in the world that you will see this kind of a growth. And it is in this context that my colleagues, my RAs, my students, and my colleagues, we've made the statement, we've asked the question, does your company have an India strategy? And this is not talking about just foreign companies, I'm talking about Indian companies. Do Indian companies have an India strategy? Because the biggest risk you face in a market like this is not taking the risk. If you're going to sit down and wait for things to happen, somebody will run past you and it will be too late for you to take advantage. So the big risk is not taking the risk, but the India story is also very critical. Next slide. So what we see is a lot of holdback occurring because of accounting terminology. We try to look at retained earnings and profits as the objective. The problem is the following. If you're going to grow a technology, if you're going to grow a market, technological investment and marketing and sales and distribution, these are all investments. Human capital is also an investment. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these numbers, but I just want to reflect on a couple of them. If you look at next to Apple, I've got a number 46. What this means is Apple market shares are selling at 46 times the stock value, the balance sheet value. So what we're measuring on the balance sheet doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that you all are using Apple phones or Samsung or whatever it may be. So the value is in the future. The value is not in the past. Similarly, if I look at a company like ITC or I look at a company like Hindustan Unilever, you will see that the ratio of market value to book value, meaning accounting value, is roughly 12 to 1. Meaning Hindustan Unilever is selling at 12 times the financial accounting value. Then we looked at not only Unilever, Hindustan Unilever, we also looked at Unilever. And the growth rate of Hindustan Unilever is much higher than the growth rate of Unilever International. We found the same thing whether we were talking about 3M company or we were talking about Sanofi from France. What we saw is that the Indian subsidiaries of these foreign companies were growing faster. And frankly, when you take a large organization like Unilever in the Netherlands and UK, a lot of their value is elevated by Hindustan Unilever, who shares their own. My point really is that we have to look at why this is happening. And the reason these companies, Indian companies, are valuable is because of the growth rate. It's all about the future. It's not about the past. Next slide. So what I am asking my colleagues and people in the business community is to forget about making money now, because money that you spend, that you reserve for EBITDA, which is earnings, is money that you do not spend on building technology. You do not spend that money in building the market potential. You do not spend that money in investing in the human capital. So what we have to do is, instead of making money, the surplus that we create needs to be put back into the future. Next slide. So at the Center for Business Innovation, which is basically a lot of very young people, these are 25-year-olds who are working, what we do is we focus on three things. One is, how do we go up the value ladder? So assembling cell phones, assembling Apple phones in India is important. It creates jobs. But it is the lowest value added activity when we look at the cell phone business. The real value is in design. The real value is in manufacturing. The real value is in building the brand. The real value is building customer solutions. If you look at Maruti and ask yourself, why is Maruti able to stand up to global competition? The reason is very simple. Peace of mind, trust. So when you buy a Maruti, you can get it fixed in a tier 2 city, you can get it fixed in the rural areas. And so what is important is not only the car, but the ecosystem, the repair shops, the parts availability, the dealers, the insurance, all of these things that support the automotive industry. So today, Maruti is worth about $45 billion, almost the same as General Motors and Ford Motor Company. So these companies, through the Indian market, have been able to generate value. So one thing we need to do is go up the value curve. Second, technology is something that we have to leverage. We just cannot compete on lower labor costs, the lower arbitrage. The IT industry is in a little bit of trouble because of that. So what we need to do is we need to be upfront. So talking about AI, talking about semiconductors, we need to jump, we need to leapfrog to the front in order to move forward. The third thing that we need to look at, as I already mentioned, is not making money and saving money, but spending that money to move forward, to generate greater market capitalization, meaning value of the company. The greater the market capitalization, the more money we have available for the future to compete. So what I'm saying is creating a surplus is essential. It is, even for non-profits, we need to create a surplus. So we can then take the surplus and spread the wealth, whether it's intellectual wealth or whatever. Next slide, please. This is a chart that I borrowed from a namesake of mine. His name is Anup Srivastav. Anup ji is a professor in Calgary in Canada, and he's an accounting professor. And what he's talked about is the difference between a 20th century organization and a 21st century organization. If we look at successful companies 50 years ago, IBM, General Motors, Siemens, we can go on and on, they were vertically integrated, and the growth depended on something we call CapEx, capital expenditures. So what were the capital expenditures? They were tangible things like factories, land, inventory. The 21st century organization that is successful, the success is based on technology. The success is based on the brand. The success is based on the distribution network. The success is based on human capital. The nuances of single words are very important. When I say labor cost, I am willing to bet that in your mind, you're saying cost, we need to contain it. We need to reduce it. When I say human capital, what probably is coming to your mind, it is an investment now, and we need to nurture it. So even the language that we speak in our mindsets is an important language, and we need to rethink that. Next slide, please. So I'm going to tell you a lot of short stories. There's Apollo Hospitals, and Apollo, next slide, Apollo Hospitals has been expanding from one market to another. Obviously, the hospitals. From hospitals, they went to pharmacy. From pharmacy, they went to taking care of the elderly, nursing homes. They also went into taking care of mothers, taking care of children. So this is what we call a flywheel effect. They keep expanding from one market into a related market. But during this time, they have had to invest not only in the physical capital, the buildings and so on, but in technology, in training people. And you'd be amazed to learn that during the last 5 years, the stock value of Apollo Hospitals has grown by 360% in 5 years. Now this 360% is being put back for further growth. Next story, next slide. Next slide is TVS Motors. I ran into some people from TVS Motors only 6 months ago. And I started looking at what they were doing. The stories they were telling me were unbelievable. TVS Motors sells at, the stock price sells at 20 times the accounting value. So if the accountants say that they are X crores, the stock market saying, nahi, nahi, nahi. They're 20x. So they're willing to pay for TVS. Now why? TVS has been investing in technology. Many of the European bikes that some of us are buying, they are made in Chennai. They're designed in Chennai, they're made in Chennai. And TVS, along with Bajaj and Hero, is one of the leading distributors of two-wheelers globally. So they are leading the market globally, and they're leading the technology. They are doing things like, how do we improve the stand of a two-wheeler so there's less weight on that? And what did they have in mind? They had in mind two-wheelers for women. Can we design two-wheelers for women so the weight that falls against your leg is going to be lower? They've also invested technology, other kinds of technologies. TVS has grown 497% in stock value in 5 years. I don't want to talk about European case studies. I don't want to talk about American case studies. I want to talk about what is happening in India itself. I will, towards the end, use only one external case study. But look at what TVS has done. Why should we not do it? Next slide. Shree Cement. Next slide, please. So Shree Cement is run by one of our graduates. And I was speaking to him and asking him, how come Shree Cement has grown so much in value? And alum's name is Prashant. Prashant said, sir, it's been quite a journey, but in the last 20 years, we have increased our capacity 50 times. So it is about growth. So whether we're talking about Shree Cement or we're talking about TVS Motors, underlying element is growth. And scaling up, and the speed at which we scale up. Next slide. JSW Steel. You will be amazed to learn that out of the 5 most valuable steel companies in the world, number 1, number 3, number 5 are from India. Next slide. So what JSW Steel has been able to do is they're obviously a steel company, but they're expanding into related markets. Where do we take steel in construction? Does steel go into automobiles? Of course it does. But if you're selling steel to automobile companies, can you also sell paint to automobile companies? So if you're making steel, you may as well make paints. And if you're selling steel and paint into the automobile industry, why should we not make automobiles ourselves? And that has led to JSW Motors. Again, you see the flywheel effect. We keep thinking, this is this industry, this is that industry. All these industries are related. And we have to take advantage of that. Next, back one. 1,000% growth in value in the last 5 years for JSW. Next slide. We have heard about Nykaa, we've heard about Titan. When I was growing up, my mother went to Chowk in Lucknow to buy jewelry for my bhabis to be. She went to the same jewelry store that her mother went to and her grandmother went to. Why? Because if something didn't come, you could return it. So what happens? Next slide. Tanishq comes in and says, as long as you have the certificate of authenticity that we sold this jewelry to you, we will take it back. So building the Tanishq brand was building trust. Now what they have done is they took a local market of Chowk in Lucknow, Chandni Chowk in Delhi, Lal Chowk in Srinagar, and they made it into a single market. And they have now gone international. And you'd be amazed to learn that the value of Titan, which is a jewelry and fashion company, the value of Titan is almost the same value as Maruti. Okay. This is important to understand. When I was growing up, all the parents said, engineering karo, medicine karo. Now we have IPL, we have Bollywood, we have motorcycles, we have all kinds of things that we can get into. Next slide. Indigo. Indigo at one time had become the second most valuable airline in the world. We've had this fiasco about 3-4 months ago, where they went overboard in using too much AI. Next slide. But what they did was they took very bold steps. In 2018, they decided to spend $25 billion to buy 250 planes. Then, 2 years ago, they decided to invest in buying 500 planes. So I had the privilege of talking with Mr. Rahul Bhatia and said, sir, what about the risk? You're buying all this, you're investing all this money. What if the market isn't there? He said, the Indian market, it's there. He said, my only problem is I can't find enough pilots. And if I can't find enough pilots, I will lease the planes. So in Lucknow, we used to use the term himmat. Ye himmat ki baat hai. In this market, you have to take risks. And you have to be agile. If things don't work out, you need to make a U-turn and run back. But you have to take that risk. So what has happened at Indigo? They grew to 295% in 5 years. Next click, please. But what has happened is that the near collapse that we forced, they took efficiency too far. There were not enough pilots to man the planes. And that led to a situation where if you imagine, let's say we're talking about Bangalore or we're talking about Mumbai, if there's bad, if we have monsoon or we have something, and if one airport is closed, then the flight from Bombay to Hyderabad is closed, Hyderabad to Chennai gets cancelled, Chennai to Visakhapatnam gets cancelled. So there's this additional effect. So I think we trust AI too much. We need to understand how AI is going to be used. And this is an example. The company was doing very well, but I think they went too far in using algorithms. And what was happening is if my ticket got cancelled, and I went to a hotel and tried to book a flight for the next day, the flight for the next day was 3 times the price. So that was adding insult to injury. And that is not what we want to learn. So I'm pointing you the good things, but I'm also pointing out the dangers of relying too much on technology. Next slide. State Bank of India, they have a product called YONO. YONO is an exemplar in what the financial sector could be doing globally. When I was in Singapore, the Singaporean banks used to consider themselves the financial center of Asia. Now we have 3 Indian banks, HDFC, ICICI, SBI. They're all worth more than $100 billion. And they are larger than the largest Singaporean bank. So we have examples in India to replicate. We don't need to go out. We need to learn from them and go further. Next slide, please. Not going to get into details, but the strength of YONO is based on their building customer relationships across a lot of financial products. I'm running through all of this. Those who are interested, I'll be happy to share the slides. But when you sell somebody a credit card, and you sell them a real estate loan, and you sell them real estate insurance, you have locked in the customer. So they become customers for life. It's too difficult for them to change. And what happens is that once you have developed that customer base, you can now turn over to housing societies and say, we have customers whom you may want to have as your customers. So the B2B market now joins the B2C market. One more click here. So what has happened is State Bank of India is they are the 3rd most profitable after Reliance Corporation and after Oil and Natural Gas Commission. Now, I don't want you to get carried away that Raj is speaking on a dimension that is different to this great institution. I'm only talking about surpluses and equity markets because it makes more money available. If India is going to succeed globally, we are not going to succeed by being small. So we need, in my opinion, we need more Tatas, frankly. All right? So if we go to the next slide, this is the only non-Indian example I'm using, Tesla. I know that Elon Musk has a bad name, but Elon Musk is an innovator. What he's done, next slide, is First, he invested in the brand and the technology. I'm going through this quickly. But every year, they kept improving the car, and every year they kept reducing the price. Next slide. What they did also is they built the ecosystem. So people had chargers at home, and shopping centers had chargers from Tesla. So when it was somebody else's car that was being charged, some other manufacturer, Tesla made money. So this is what we mean by ecosystem. You not only need to make cars, you also need to make charging stations. And the EV, electrical vehicle, is like a computer on wheels. So you can, just as we buy a computer online, you can buy a Tesla online. That reduces the distribution cost by about 15 to 18%, which now comes to the bottom line, and that becomes available to compete in the future. Next slide. So what Mr. Musk has done is not designing cars. He's really designing businesses. And the business is tech development and market development. And we meaning one of my colleagues, is in Thailand, we wrote a paper called Backcasting, where you visualize the future and then you do things to make your future happen. We are not the only ones to talk about it. Mahatma Gandhi also had a vision of the future. Netaji also had a vision of the future. Maybe the roadmaps were different, but you have to have a North Star. You need to have a vision of where you want to go to be, and that's what Mr. Musk has been able to do. Next slide. So what we need to some extent is ambition, and we need to expand from guessing what in terms of management to knowing what to do, knowing how to do it, but the most important part is knowing why. Otherwise, we end up by copying everybody else. The knowing why is important, and explaining why is even more important if you're going to lead. Right? So in terms of backcasting, we imagine the future, and we bring it to the present to make it happen. Next slide, please. This framework, ARISE, the ARISE has not been created by me. It has been created by my research assistant. You'll see his name at the bottom, Anirudh Pandey. So Anirudh looked at the kinds of things we were talking about. And A stands for ambition. R stands for managing risk, managing reputation. I stands for innovation. S stands for speed and scale. And E stands for managing the ecosystem and not just one product market. So this is Anirudh's contribution to this convocation. Next slide, please. And this is pretty much my last slide. What you see on the left side are people I've learned from. Ratan Tata. Next to him is President S.R. Nathan from Singapore. I had the pleasure and the unique privilege of meeting Dr. Abdul Kalam. And on the bottom left is a person, George Kosmetsky. He was the dean at the University of Texas. And he pretty much mentored me during the time that he was alive. What have I learned from them? Number one, you've got to be a dreamer. You've got to have a vision. You have to learn from the future. Just instead of learning from the past, we need to learn from the future. Number two, don't spend a lot of time on small little problems. Spend your time on problems worth solving. We have many things to take care of in this country and in the world. And we can do fine-tuning equations and this and that, or we can identify things that are worth taking care of. In India, we have 11% of the population that are senior citizens. This is going to grow to 12% in the next 5 years. 12% of India's population is more than half the total US population. We will have more senior citizens in India than half the total US population. We need more healthcare in India, not the United States. We need to look at that. Yes, we can export doctors and nurses, but we need to take care of Desh first before we worry about Pardesh. Number 3, learn to learn. And one of the things that I have learned to learn is to listen. Educators, leaders must first listen. The third thing that I've learned, which is not there, or it is there, is to teach to learn. When you have to explain to somebody why do this and why not do that, it enriches your own understanding. So listen to learn to learn, teach to learn. Number 4, take risks, that I've already mentioned. You're not going to take progress by simply taking the safe path. The last is, you've got to inspire people. I've had many people tell me, and these are national and international leaders tell me, that there are no leaders without followers. I'm not going to mention them. What I have learned is that leaders create leaders, not followers. It is our job, for everybody on this podium and all of you people who are graduating, it is your job to create leaders who will do at least as well as you do. Because otherwise, how do we make progress? We cannot make progress by holding people down. We only make progress by turning out people who are better than us. So thank you, arise, and good luck.
Sir, thank you so much for that insightful and inspiring address. I now request our Vice President, Shri D. Surendra Kumar, to kindly address the gathering.
Om Shri Manjunathaya Nama. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Rajendra Srivatsav, who spoke very well just now. Honorable Governing Board members, esteemed director and faculty members of our institute, proud parents, distinguished guests, and most importantly, graduating students of 2026. Ellarigu Namaskara. I am addressing you all in place of my respected brother, Dr. Virendra Hegde. ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಇವತ್ತು ಸರಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲಾಗಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಯು ಟುಡೇ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ momentous occasion, the convocation ceremony of SDMIMD's graduating class 2026. This is a day of celebration, reflection, and anticipation, and as we send off another batch of bright minds into the world. First and the foremost, congratulations to each one of you, a proud present here. You have demonstrated immense dedication and hard work over the past few years. Your journey has been filled with challenges, academic rigor, late nights of study, collaborative projects, and perhaps even the moments of self-doubt. Today you stand successful, ready to embrace the world with knowledge, confidence, and determination. I consider your time at SDMIMD has been more about developing the new relationship, large circle of friends, learning to work together in small and big teams, learning new skills and rediscovering yourself and your own abilities more than just classroom learning. It has been about shaping your character, strengthening your resilience, and broadening your perspectives. You have been part of an institution that values ethics, innovation, and holistic growth are principles that will guide you in the years to come. Now, your PGDM qualification is similar to the entry pass into the professional world out there, and it is a beginning. You must never think that getting a qualification is the end of journey. As you step into the professional world, embrace curiosity, seek new knowledge, and remain open to diverse perspectives. The best leaders are those who continue to learn, evolve, and inspire others in the same way. Now, as I conclude, I have a few words to say. Don't forget the people who made this happen to you. Let us take a moment to acknowledge the people who have been instrumental in making your journey, your parents, your families who have supported you with love and encouragement, your professors, your mentors who have imparted wisdom and guidance, and your friends and peers who have been your companions in this transformative life. The academic faculty and the support staff members are here, always with you in your journey. As alumni, you must maintain and contact with alma mater and the current students of the future years, and will remember you. Dear Class 2026, the world is waiting for your ideas, your leadership, your contributions. Go forth with confidence, embrace challenges, and create a meaningful impact all that you do. As an SDMIMD product, you will always have home here and network of support and legacy to uphold. I deeply appreciate the efforts of the faculty and staff members here in shaping the young minds who are taking off towards their career. Your efforts will always be remembered by the society and stakeholders. I pray to Lord Manjunath Swami, Chandranath Swami, and Dr. Virendra Hegdeji to bless the new graduates, the parents, and all our devotees. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At first, let me congratulate our graduating students. At SDMIMD, we have watched you grow, challenge yourselves, and ultimately triumph. We are incredibly proud of the dedication you have shown. As you transit into the professional world, you carry the responsibility of being the torchbearers of our institution. We invite you to stay rooted in our SDMIMD community, enriching our future activities with your professional insights and your enduring spirit as proud alumni. Congratulations again. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am privileged to propose the vote of thanks for this significant occasion and to express our gratitude to everyone who made this day possible. The very soul of our institution is fueled by the transformative vision of our respected chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde sir. While he is unable to grace today's occasion in person, his leadership continues to motivate us all to achieve our shared dreams. We are extremely grateful to Sri D. Sudendra Kumar sir, the Vice President, SDM Educational Trust, for presiding over today's proceedings. Sir, you have outlined a clear and principled roadmap for our graduates. I am confident that it will serve as a steady anchor for our students in all their future endeavors. Your ongoing support and encouragement are a constant source of inspiration for the entire SDMIMD family. We thank you for your gracious presence here today. Thank you, sir. We are deeply honored by the presence of our chief guest, Dr. Rajendra Srivastava sir. Sir, your words resonated deeply with everyone present here today. You have highlighted that change is the only constant and change in the Indian business scenario is to be embraced with the positivity and changed mindset. By simplifying the challenges of the modern corporate world and personal objectives into actionable lessons, you have given our students a significant head start. We are immensely grateful that you carved out time from your busy schedule to share your wisdoms with us. As a token of our gratitude, may I request our respected Vice President, Sir, Mr. D. Surendra Kumar, Sir, to present a memento to our Chief Guest, Dr. Srivastava. Thank you, sir. I thank all the members of our governing board present here today. Thank you all for your continued interest and support in our initiatives and activities. Thank you, sir. I thank all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates who have joined us today to witness this ceremony. I do thank and acknowledge the members of the press and media for their role in documenting this celebration and sharing our students' success. Heartfelt thanks to our beloved director, Dr. S.N. Prasad, for his leadership, and to the SDMIMD faculty and staff. Your commitment and dedication have paved the way for our students to reach this achievement. Last but not the least, I extend my deepest gratitude to the parents and families of the students. This celebration belongs to you just as much as it does to our students. Once again, thank you all.
Please stand up for rendering the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you.
I declare the convocation closed.
I request all the guests to rise until the convocation procession leaves the pandal and then proceed for the high tea arranged at the Institute Mess. Thank you.